Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated, where it's a real treat today. I have the gentleman behind the upcoming TV series, And They Occupied Me. So I've got the producer, Tony Mangat, and I've got the director and screenwriter, Surinder Singh. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
How'd I do? Did I get that pretty close?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
No, this is so this story, and they occupied me. It's telling kind of the story behind Operation Blue Book that took place back 1984. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, Blue Star. Operation
Blue Star. Yeah. So talk a little bit about. Well, let's start here. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Let's start here. Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself. What is it that you do in your life, and how did you come to be a producer?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So actually, I moved here from India in 1992.
Yeah.
And I was a truck driver. I drove a truck before, long haul. And then I started growing trucking company on around 2000, actually 1998. I moved to Arizona from California. And then 2003, actually 2002 I got married, and then 2003 we have our son, and then that's when I start like growing my trucking company. So we've been started with one truck, but now we're running almost like 70 plus long trucks. And then in the meantime I start working with some real estate project, and then we're doing a lot of different things, from like flooring store to some buying stuff on online from Amazon, and we like a lot of different things. But my main gig is still trucking, and then the real estate. Now we're developing like stories and some truck stop and some those kind of things.
Yeah, for sure. So what interested you in this particular story? Why did you want to help get this made?
Because that's what happened to us. So my reason to move from India was because it was a big political problem, and then the Hindu government was killing us. So anybody they see with a turban or Sikh boy, and they was killing them, and then the police guy was getting promotion how many kids he killed. So that's how it was. And then a lot of people don't even know in this world what they were doing. And then we have a long list of my friends who get killed. So we kind of are survivor. And I moved here. My parents, paid for me to get over here. It was kind of a sad story. And then we didn't have any choice. So I moved here. Then, when you move to US, you got to figure out how you can survive. So
That's right.
I started driving a big truck, but I always had in my head, like, I want to do something about this, because the last 30 plus years, nobody didn't do anything about the real story. People not even close. Because what Hindu people are doing in India, they're just controlling the media. So they own everything. And then the real story never even go out. But if somebody tried to do that, they shut him off. Either they pay him the money or they kill him, or they have him somebody else kill him.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's so sad. But me and Surinder, we get together. We figured, you know what? We are almost 50-year-old. If they kill us, who cares? Let's get it done. That's where we are.
Well, so Surinder, what's your story? Have you done directing and screenwriting on other projects, or is this your first one?
Yes, first of all, I'm telling you that I'm also a victim of 1984.
Yeah.
So back in the days when I was in school, and very early, I was just 14-year-old. Police arrested me, tortured me, and put me behind the bars. And after so long, after 3-4 years, I came out on bail, and then I started my study. And I want to tell the people, want to tell the world what happened there with all of us, and how they occupied our psyche, and our physically they occupied us. So it's all the story we want to narrate the world.
Right.
Yeah. So actually, it's in my mind from last a decade. Uh, then, but after Corona started, we start to execute the story into film. Later, we decided it in full series because we couldn't uh, uh, tell anything in a 1 hour, 1.5 hour film. What
Right.
happened there? Yeah, we have more time. We need more time to tell the people. So we decided to produce it in a TV series. It's a kind of 11 episode series, first season, and we will start it later, time to time, season by season.
Yeah, I think that's so great, and it's going to be on Amazon Prime. Um, so when you started writing the story and when you started kind of putting this together, what kind of reaction did you get from others? Did you have a lot of people wanting to help, or did you have to really go out there and kind of drum up some people to be in the TV show?
Back in India, there is very big pressure on film people and journalists. Not they are pressuring them not to work on particular subjects like Sikh genocide and other things like fake encounters and what they are doing against Punjab and Sikh people. So they are trying to subside the volumes of our emotions and sentiments. So they are very much successful to do so. So
Yeah.
it's a very good chance for us to produce the same subject TV series or film, because there is very much secular government, and I think salute to American government. They are offering everyone to share equal kind of independence and liberty to do the things. So it's a very good and golden chance for both of us to produce a TV series on the particular subject. When I approach even to the actors and to the other crew members, when somebody read the script like, oh, Operation Blue Star 1984, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, I have to go to India, police will arrest me or will torture me. So we faced this particular problem to produce this series.
Well, yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. It was, how did you go about getting the actors for the series? Because I would think that a lot of them would be apprehensive about portraying that.
Yeah, more than 400 actors worked in this series.
Wow.
Yeah, and near about 24 over 20 actors are from they are victims of 1984.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about what the series actually about, especially here in the States, because it's an incident or a period of time that I don't think we know too much about here. Like, I grew up through the 80s, and I remember some of that coming through the newspapers and on the nightly news. We'd hear a little bit about it, but it was not much, so it's really interesting to get the full story. So talk a little bit about, what is And They Occupied Me about? What is it portraying?
It's all about the last 25 days. We are weaving the story to tell the people what happened during May 1984 to the June of 10th of June.
Okay.
It's all about 25 days. What happened behind the curtains, under the tables, closed door meetings, how they kind of Indian intelligence services and Indian political system how they do hand in glove to execute the Operation Blue Star to kill the people, kill the innocent people, particularly when they raid our holy shrine, Golden Temple.
Yeah, and now I was going to ask you. You know, we see the name, the Golden Temple. What is the Golden Temple? Is that it's, I guess you said it's a shrine. It'd be like for here, it'd be a place of worship.
It's like when what the Vatican is for Christians,
Okay.
Jerusalem is for Jews, and Buckeye is from Muslims.
Yeah.
It's the Golden Temple for Sikhs. It's a holy shrine for like that. Yeah,
Yeah. So those 25 days, Operation Blue Star, it's the militant operation to I guess to take over the Golden Temple.
Yes, it's when we see it, it's a two-way, physically and psychological.
Yeah.
Physically, it looked like they want to raid there and they want to occupy the shrine to
Right.
show the Sikh people that you are not your own. You can't pay obeisance. You can't do prayer there. They want to rule and occupy the minds of Sikhs and Punjab.
Yeah. So it's like it's really a war on two different fronts.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was close, if I remember correctly, close to 500 civilians were killed during this 25-day period.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it's interesting, but also upsetting.
Indian Army with the heavy weaponry, with the heavy artillery and even tanks. They use tanks and they bomb from the helicopters and all the things, all the military power they use there, particularly weaponry, to capture a handful of people there inside the temple shrine. But it's all about they took their positions and tried to stop the military to enter the shrine because it's holy shrine for us. Nobody can go inside with the shoes or with uncovered forehead.
Yeah, of course.
So it's very, very, very secret place for us. It's very holy for us, all of us. So the inside are men, Sikh men, with their small weapons, try to stop the military to enter the shrine.
Yeah.
And thousands of people staying there inside at that time because our fifth master, fifth Guru Arjan Dev Ji's martyrdom day was celebrated there on 3rd of June. So thousands of Sikh people gathered there to pay obeisance to our fifth master.
Oh,
so, yeah, Indian Army raided there immediately and killed 90% of all the people there.
Yeah, it's so awful. It is so does the series? Go ahead.
They killed from the age difference of the victims is the younger boy is the infant. They killed infant there. To 97-year-old old men, people killed there, Indian Army.
Yeah, that's upsetting. So does your series, does it go into the reasons leading up to those 25 days, or is it kind of just pick up, right at the start of that time period?
Yes, actually, the story started here when we left the Punjab to US.
Yeah.
We all, maximum, we hundreds of Sikh boys escaped from the Indian army and police there in India, and they came to US. So actually, the story starts from when they came to US from
Oh,
other
okay.
countries. Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
crossing the borders and this that because they want to live, they want to show the world we are good people, and we want to tell you this thing. We are suffering there in India, and we are Indian government treating us like a slave.
Yeah.
So we all escaped from there and entered in the US, and now story starts from here. Why we leave our country? What
Yeah.
is the pity?
Do
Story
you
starts from here. So this 25 days span of shooting and story, it's actually it's a flashback. We have to tell the people what happened.
Yeah,
We will
that
start
makes sense.
we will we will start from here in next season when
Yeah.
we came all. It's background
Yeah.
flashback.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. So you're starting here and then flashing back to those events
Yes.
with that. Do you gentlemen, have you been back at all since that time, or are you worried to go back home?
Not at all.
Yeah.
We can't go
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
yeah, Indian government and the system there is waiting for us to kill us.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think, especially here in the States, it's difficult for us to wrap our head around
Mhm.
that. I don't know how I would react if I was forced to another country and then couldn't come back. So you're dealing with that, and I think it's really admirable that both of you are taking that and making it into a story to kind of educate people and to get the real story out there. And I think that's really commendable, but not an easy task.
Yeah, I think I'm going to add. We was actually get somebody send me a clip video yesterday from. It was a doctor from New Jersey, I think,
Yes.
and she's working on this Hindu stuff. And then her name is Professor Audrey uh,
Yes.
Trushke, Trushcke, and she's here in the US. And then she started talking about their reality. And then I was listening to her. She's get threats from Hindu people, like they're gonna kill her, they're gonna kill her family, and this and that. I think she's in a university somewhere, and I think it's in New Jersey. And so that's kind of they do with everybody, and then that's why people are afraid because when you're a family person, you don't want deal with that. Most people kind of they say, well, I want to live my life, hell with it.
That's right.
So
That's
that's
right.
kind of going on last 30 some years. So me and Surinder, we start talking about it. So you know what? Somebody has to do something.
Yeah.
So I think we are blessed, I'm saying another way, because everything can be done like you asked before. We have so many people, they come on play like, oh, we do this, and then at the last moment they quit. They said, oh, we're not going to do it because we
Yeah.
knew they had some connection back home. They tried stopping us not to do it. So that's another thing they did. And besides that, I mean, there's so many other things they tried to do, but I don't think now we are far ahead of the game. I don't think they're ever going to stop. But another thing too, we're going to open a roadmap for other people because
Yeah.
nobody
Right.
has done it, but now sooner we do it once. Now everybody else is going to have courage to do it. So I think that people are that they can even do better than us. Then I think it's going to be a more of challenging, and now it's going to be more of a habit. Like, you know what, they did it, why I cannot do it?
That's
So
right. That's right. Somebody has to start it.
right, yeah, that's it. Yeah, somebody had to start, so we did it, and then hopefully we'll tell the truth out, and then everybody be like, man, you know what? That was so long, and this was long due, you know. So that's kind of our whole idea behind it, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have are you in contact with anybody back home?
Like as for
No,
Do you have family, anything that's still in India?
actually, Surinder does. I don't. My parents are here. I have some like cousins and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I hope they won't harass them, but it's kind of you have to take a chance. I don't want like I never send my kid or my wife home back home because I know there's like I think at least over 100 people they arrested in India, like from England, Canada, and US, who is a little bit like doing anything here. They know they're doing some, like the smaller stuff, like
Right.
even smaller, like when anybody who can put even simple posts on Facebook or any social media about the struggle about the June 1984 Operation Blue Star, and he go to India. They arrest him on the very much at the spot of the airport when he lands.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's a guy from England. I think you can maybe Google it. His name is Jaggi Jahal. And I think England government tried to get him out. He has no FIR against him. There's no case, but they still won't release him. He's still in the jail. I think last 4 years.
From last 4
So
years.
that's one of the person we know, but there's so many more.
There's so many.
Yeah, they would never let them come out of the prison. And then also even from back home, we have so many people they already have. If they told them like, okay, you get 20 years off of prison, even doing nothing, but their prison time is over, they still won't release them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not one thing. There's so many things these people are doing. It's just crazy, and then nobody's doing anything about it.
Yeah. I know it's very difficult to believe, especially in this day and age, that those type of things are occurring, and that's terrible. So my understanding, and admittedly, it's I'm relying on kind of my memory of history, but if I remember right, it was let's see, the leader at the time was Gandhi, right? And she had initially looked in. They were doing an operation called Operation Sundown, if I remember this correctly, and they called that off. And then she from what I remember, she called that off because of the concerns about civilian casualties, but then ended up, kind of going ahead with Operation Blue Star, which ended up with this massive amount of casualties. And I was always, that never made sense to me. Why was it not okay to do one and then to turn around and have an even bigger response? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I think it's all political, and that they've been doing it since 1947 when we get the freedom. And that time, I mean, if you go back, there was a bigger thing between Hindus and Sikhs, like we're going to have agreement to living our freedom. Yeah. And the sooner they get that, and then all Hindus say, oh no, that was before, nothing going to happen now. So we've been talking about our own state and doing all that stuff. I mean, they never done it. And then also like in India right now, if you have any Hindu city, they say, oh, but we need this city to be a holy, and then they clean everything. Like, oh, you cannot have a liquor in there, you can have smokes, and then you cannot have this and that. But when we ask, like, make our city as Amritsar, where the golden temple is, make it a clean city, like, without drinks and meat and this and that. So they wouldn't do that. But they can do for Hindus, but they will never do us. Even we can protest, do whatever. They even shoot us, we're protesting about them. So that is like a double standard government. They do something for one, and then it's a crime for the other. I don't understand that part.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I think just looking at it logically, you're like that doesn't make sense. So if you could go back in time, if you gentlemen could go back in time to that period, to that mid 80s period, and you had the power to change the outcome there, what would have been the correct response? What response would you have wanted to see from the Indian government that would have avoided the bloodshed?
A very, very good question. But I think it's the extract from all the history and the incidents happening now in present in Punjab, that we can't change it. We can't change it. We can change only when we go back to 1947, when Britishers divide the India.
Yeah.
India got partitioned in 1947. So that is the legally point there in favor of the Sikhs. That when Britishers give us option to take your share in as Pakistan, Hindustan, and Khalistan, then at that point we can change that history in 1947.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. That makes sense. So looking at it today, and Tony, you mentioned this before. Your hope is that this project is just the beginning, and that many more projects will continue to shine a light on what's going on now, what was going on then. Is there anything else coming from this TV series that you're hoping to accomplish?
Actually, yeah, that's our main idea, to get our own national channel, like TV channel.
Yeah.
So it's going to be English. So where we want like do the same, like series or some other real story, and also even in US right now. I mean, if you look at our media, it's so corrupt here too. It's getting.
Yeah, it is. You're exactly. Yeah, we could have a whole show on that for sure.
Yeah, so they're learning from India, I guess, because those guys are, the worst on that kind of stuff. But my idea, like, let's have a media right in the middle. Like, and no matter what it is, you tell the truth to the people. So that's our next idea too. Like, we're going to start maybe in a month or two. Sooner we release this series. So we're going to start our real media channel online and telling the truth about, doesn't matter what it is. So we're going to just spread it out, like, hey, that's how it is, that's what's going to be. So I talked to so many people here, and everybody like, man, we need that. Because I know people don't even watch the news because they couldn't believe. If you see one side and the other side totally opposite. So I mean, who are you going to believe? They don't have a like.
Yeah, we don't have at least very many impartial.
Right. Yeah. So
news agencies.
Yeah, definitely right.
One side or the other.
Yeah, I know. So that's kind of our idea to, like, I'm not talking about only India or just for our, like Sikh religion, but right. I'm talking about the whole universe, because if you think about it, all these, like, I mean, here it's a little bit less, but still the poor people, they always pay the price for pain. And the rich guy don't care. It doesn't matter if they're in India or they're in the US. The smaller guy, they always in a pain because nobody helping them, So our idea, like, let's promote the lower class people, and maybe just try to do. I mean, we'll try to do, like, I don't know how much I can accomplish in my life, but my idea, I don't want people, even kids, to go into the drug. So we're opening a sports center here in Arizona. So I'm putting a sports center with a kind of
I love that
community center, so that way we can have our kids, not only my community, any kid, it doesn't matter if they're white, black, brown, or doesn't matter. Any kid, they can come in and play sports, and we can mentor them to be a good citizen, and then they can choose the religion after. So a lot of people, they do other way, because when we were growing up, we didn't know anything about religion. And even somebody tried to explain to me, it didn't make any sense. But sooner we grow up, and then we like, kind of, what, now it makes sense. That's what they were talking about. So my idea is, like, if we can bring something with the sports, get kids out of the drugs and get them healthy, and then they can think right. And now you can bring the other religious stuff. So my goal is to build a religious, like, study center. So it can be any religion in the world. So we want to get every, like, books in there, and all the, like, any information we can collect. So bring it in there. Then these kids can choose, like, what they want to be. So there's so many ideas.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I love that. I love it. Using sports to kind of be the entry
Right. Yeah. Because
but
people, yeah, right now you think if you ask anybody, they're against religion because our religious leaders are so corrupt. It doesn't matter which religion it is, even
you're
Christians,
right.
Muslims, Hindus. So all these people are so corrupt and people going away from religion. But God is not bad. God is always good. He gave us life. He
That's
gave us
right.
everything, right? But
That's
these
right.
people
That's right.
make him like a God, a bad guy, like because of these son of bitches. So I mean, excuse my language, but that's what it is.
No, that makes perfect sense though, and you're exactly right. It's a failure of men that is the main issue. It's not the religion or whatever type of religion or your God that you're praying to. It's the men that are in charge that are kind of causing most of the issues.
I know they're causing really. I mean, it's like our kids. I mean, if you really think about it, I think we're still kind of believing a lot of stuff, but our generation, they're going to be so lost. They wouldn't know where to start. They wouldn't know what to do. So that's kind of my goal is like at least give them something they can at least go and look and read and see, what this means something. That's kind of what our goal is. Like, let's bring something to the table for people. They can decide by themselves. And so we're starting with one thing. Hopefully, we can accomplish a lot before we leave. But at least we're starting then.
That's right. At least you're getting it started, which a lot of times is the hardest part.
Right. Yeah, that's the hardest part. Yeah,
I really like the fact that you're touching on the psychological part of it, because I think that gets lost. I mean, the loss of life is terrible, but you're talking generations of people that are having to deal with it's almost like psychological warfare. And hopefully your series is going to kind of show some of the effects of that side of it. I think that would be really interesting and something good to understand.
Right, yeah. Well, definitely. I mean, that's kind of our goal. Let's start something. And then, I mean, it's not just we're doing it because that's our own, like physically and mentally, our own pain. Yeah. But I feel pain for other people too. Like, you see here, like people getting divorced, their teenager kids, homeless. I mean, what they did wrong to society, but we have so much opportunity. We have so much money. Rich people have so much money. But I think if we can put the system, I think that nobody need to be a homeless. There's nobody needs to be a jobless. There's
Agreed.
And I'm going to train these kids to be a good citizen instead of going wrong direction. I think it's a little bit changed with the society. I mean, I'm going to add another thing to it. So I get a call from a Phoenix Business Journal last week, right? So I sold the land here to KORE. They're a big lithium battery manufacturer. They're pretty big. So I sold them land. I gave them $12 million discount. I'm not a millionaire, to be honest with you, but I give them a discount because they're going to bring 3,500 jobs to Arizona. And then also they're the first company in the US who's going to do our own lithium battery. I know we're getting out from China. And so she asked me why you did that. I said, you know what? I did it because I want other people to feel sorry and shame because they have millions and billions of dollars. They couldn't do it, but I did it. To kind of start it hurts a lot of people's ego, but I like that because that way somebody else can wake up. You know what? I think we should do this way. We should help our community. We should help this stuff to bring betterment to our future, our kids, our country, our nation, and our city. But a lot of people are so lost. They are only counting the dollar. So then she was like, "Oh, okay, I get it." So I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It's not just only one thing. I think I'm so gifted. I feel last 6 months, my life changed so much. And I can't even believe I always ask God, man, I started one thing, you give me so many now, I can accomplish what I want to, So there's a lot of stuff going on in the right direction, but hopefully, we can stay that way. That's why I always pray for,
That's right. That's right. Hopefully you're just scratching the surface. This is just.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's terrific. So the show is And They Occupied Me. It's going to be on Amazon Prime or Amazon Video on Demand. $2 an episode, which is pretty cheap. That's not bad at all because you can get the whole series, right? 11 episodes. That's not bad at all. And this should be, if I'm hearing you right, this is only going to be the first season. We're going to have more.
Yes, first season. Yeah.
So we have to have you back for season 2.
Some more season after this.
Yeah. That's exciting. That's really good. So, Surinder, how how did you feel about the actors that you got for the show? Were you happy with the talent that you were able to bring on board, and did they accurately portray what you had written?
It was like a nightmare to remember.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Everywhere was locked down due to coronavirus, and we couldn't manage to bring our main talent from India, Bollywood.
Yeah.
And so some of the actors refused to work on particular subject because they eagerly want to go to India and come back
Sure.
to go to India. So because of harassment, last time they refused to work on particular subject. So
I mean, it's crazy.
It was very difficult to gather the things together,
Yeah.
like casting, production crew, like the things. So we have to establish the sets, huge sets, to show the people that it's all happening in Punjab. We are cheating the people. We are not shooting on the place that incidents took place on that particular place. We are creating sets, huge sets. We imagine to.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Indian Parliament and Golden Temple, inside rooms and other things. It was difficult, but we are very. I think we are very successful to manage the things like that.
Yeah, it's amazing that on top of everything else, all the obstacles that you had to deal with, you also had COVID that you had to deal with, which I know you weren't expecting to deal with that.
Yes.
So, will we see either of you in a cameo in the TV series?
Yes, I'm doing a role of a particular as double agent.
Okay. Yeah.
Because intelligence services in India played a very, very, very dirty role in that particular genocide movement. So it's they buy the people, like turbaned men. They buy turbaned men. They buy criminal people to intrude in the particular Sikh organizations.
Yeah.
They kill the innocent people, and Indian media showed to the people that Sikhs are like terrorists and they are not good people. They are criminals. So all the things, what happened behind the curtains, and which I successfully find in the intelligence files. I want to tell the people, but how they played a dirty game to the our people.
Yeah, I'm so excited to watch it, and I think it's such a relevant story, such a story that definitely needs to be told, especially this side of it. So, are you harder on, is Surinder the director and writer harder on Surinder the actor, or do you take it easy on yourself?
Back in the days, I started my theater with renowned filmmaker Harpal Tibana back in Punjab.
Yeah.
And I took my education in theater and television and National School of Drama. In Delhi, and then I moved to the Pune Film Institute. I took diploma degree there in screenwriting, but I couldn't pursue in the film line in India because police and Indian system behind me. They put all the methods to make me like, if in a simple words, I would say they want to kill me there. they don't accept me as a big film director or a big film producer or a successful gentleman in India, like turbaned man. They want to stop here. Yeah. So I was of the view that I have some stories of my past friends. Police killed them.
Yeah.
And, I want to tell the stories of all those people.
Well, it's gentlemen, this thank you so much for coming on and talking about this. It's such an important subject, and it's very noble. I think it's very brave of both of you to do this, because it's difficult to understand, but I know that you're under a lot of pressure, negative pressure, and there's some maybe even a little bit of fear there. And that's something that no one, especially an artistic person that's trying to get something out there, should have to deal with. So I big fan of both of yours. I'm so excited to see this come out. You definitely have to come back when season 2 gets ready, so we can talk some more about it.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. But before I let you both go, tell me, where can we find more information on social media? I'm sure you've got some websites or something set up. Where can we go for that?
Yes, you can find all the things on hashtag and they occupied me. You can go to the www.atomseries.com and you can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, and other social media networks by putting the "and they occupied me." Atoms.
Yeah, I love that. I love the name. I think the name really grabs you, because you could. What made you choose that name instead of just going with Operation Blue Star?
Oh my God! Yeah, very interesting question. Because when you struggle for your well-being, when you struggle for your existence, particularly to save yourself, to save your life, then you find some difficulties there. How to project yourself by telling people you are struggling, by telling people you need this, by telling people you need the breathing, you need oxygen, you need water to live.
Yeah.
You will face some difficulties, and then you will feel that you are somewhere occupied by some powers.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of goes back to the psychological part that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, so thank you both so much for coming on and spending a little time. It's a difficult subject, and I think you did a great job kind of explaining from where you're coming from, what the show's about, why it's important. Really appreciate you spending some time with me. Please come back.
No problem. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, so that was Tony Mangat and Surinder Singh. It's a little different topic than what we normally do on this podcast, but appropriate, I think, for the name, Too Opinionated. It's a difficult subject. It's not easy to fully understand, without really going back and seeing both sides of the story. And that's why I think this TV series, And They Occupied Me, is so important, because it gives you insight into a side of the story that we've really been limited on our ability to understand and to see that. And I love that both of these gentlemen, their main purpose outside of just shedding some light on the situation and the plight is really trying to do positive things for humanity. And that's what we should all be doing. And I try very hard not to get political on this show, but I will say that if we're not doing everything that we can as a people to help each other, then we're failing. And projects like this that can give a different side and allow us to see things from a different viewpoint, maybe that opens up a dialogue and maybe it helps. You know, if we in this day and age still have groups of people that are oppressed, that are not being heard, then that's something that we should all take a look at and try to correct. And as I said, there's two sides to every story. You know, I'll let you go and do your own research. I did some research on it. You know, you can see the government side of that. You make up your own mind. So I won't try to influence you either direction that way. But I will say, if we're not doing everything in our power as a people to help each other, we're failing. So thank you guys so much for listening in this week. You guys keep coming back. This is a little more difficult subject. So please let me know. You know, give me some comments. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think about this. And you know, always enjoy reading positive and negative. So you have my permission. Let me have it. Please, if you haven't done so yet, please go to YouTube, Meisterkhan Pod. Give us a like and a subscription. We would really appreciate that. We are closing in on 300 episodes. That's a big number for a podcast. We're pretty proud of that. There is hundreds of interviews that we have done. I guarantee if you give us a chance, you will find somebody or something that you enjoy or that you like. So please, 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 if you're hearing this for the first time, give us a listen. Give us a look. You know, explore a little bit. See if there's something else there that you might enjoy. We do have a website. It's meisterkhan.com. It has all of our episodes, audio and video both. We've got, you know, we're a geeky father and son team, and we love talking about geeky stuff. So, you know, we do have a fun blog that is written by Brett, my son, and it's well written, it's fun, it's geeky. You'll enjoy that, and you can also find out, you know, what we have upcoming, what we're involved in. If we're covering any conventions or shows, that'll be on there as well. So, thank you guys so much for listening. Until next time, bye everybody.